The penultimate round of the 2019 Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series Karting Championship takes place on a fine late summer Sunday evening here in the heart of British karting in Kent, with just under 30 drivers on the grid to tackle a 1 hour race. Jake Taplin, already confirmed as the Superlight points champion, has elected to skip this round, so his rivals fighting for second in the championship will be the contenders for overall victory, and it's Peter Knight who has taken pole position alongside Frazer, Brunson, Antonia, Amato and Adam Harding heading up the second row of the grid, and on the third row will be the first of the lightweight class runners, Ben Scott and Rob Jones. A good effort by leading heavyweight class qualifier Matthew Hawes puts him fourth on the fourth row of the grid alongside number 7 Liam Conway. The fifth row Jack Ferrier starts alongside Manuel Abrahams. Good to see a couple of the heavyweight runners up there in Q3. Max Mooney, the first driver to miss out on Q3, starts alongside Ryan Horton on row 6, then Alex Jones and Ollie Smith, alias Smith and Jones, on row 7 of the grid. The 8th row Stanislav Volkov starts alongside Aaron Clark. Then moving back onto row 9, we have Tim Herberts alongside young gun Bailey Morgan down on row 9. He'll be coming through fairly rapidly in the race. Neil Strachan starts alongside Sean Lattus on the 10th row of the grid, completing the top 20. The Superlight points, Jake Taplin with an unassailable lead, but Peter Knight, Adam Harding, Frazer Brunson and Liam Conway, not to mention Anthony Amato, all still in contention for second place in the points. It'll be an interesting fight between that quintet in today's race, to say the least. They'll be the ones fighting for overall victory, I am sure. But Jake Taplin with an unassailable lead now, even when dropped scores will be taken into account after the final round of the season in October. In the lightweight points, Rob Jones with a lead of just 9 points over Max Mooney. He just missed out on Q3 today. Ben Scott up there on the third row of the grid, and Paul Gasson with a disappointing qualifying effort today outside the top 20. Watch for him coming through in the closing stages of the race. We've seen him take a few victories this year, and after 6 rounds he's down in 4th place in the point standings after missing the opening round of the season, was racing in a different category. In the heavyweight class, meanwhile, Alex Jones out in front. Looks like he's going to take the title this year. Ollie Smith, Neil Strachan and Aidan Hayden, who is absent today, fighting for second place. Tim Herberts will also look to move up, but it's Matthew Hawes who has taken pole position in the category, and he could spring a surprise here as he tries to close in on those ahead of him in the points table, but it's certainly looking like Alex Jones will be the favourite for heavyweight championship honours this season, with a round to go next month. Ready and in position then for 1 hour of racing. 29 karts on the grid in total, looking for those all-importance championship points. Just waiting for one kart to make its way forward onto the grid, the number 6 of Ollie Smith. A reminder of the colours. The Superlight class have the yellow number plates, lightweights black with white numbers, and the heavyweights the blue plates with the white numbers. As they start to settle into line then, ready for this 1 hour race, waiting for the green light when we get the final clearance. Peter Knight in pole position, looking for his second win of the season, as is Frazer Brunson alongside him, but he's missed a couple of rounds this year. Anthony Amato has gone well. They're the 3 potential winners, I would say, from the front of the grid here. Look out for Adam Harding. He's been the nearly man this year, starting off the outside of the second row. Leading lightweight runner Ben Scott alongside Rob Jones on row 3. And great to see heavyweight runner, despite the missing rear number plate there, Matthew Hawes in the red suit up on the 4th row. The green light is on, and away we go for 1 hour of racing. And it's a good start by Peter Knight on the number 4 kart. He'll lead the way into the first corner, looking to consolidate second place in the championship today. These 3, the one who needs a victory really to try and catch up is Anthony Amato on kart number 1. Looks like they're all going to make it around the first couple of corners for the first time through the hairpins. It's Peter Knight with the lead. Trying to come through on the inside is Adam Harding into the top 3, but it's Peter Knight who's escaped by a couple of lengths at the front, and he leads down Syme Sweet for the first time towards Paddock Bend. Amato on number 1 up into second place in the early stages. He's got ahead of Frazer Brunson. They head down to Garda corner for the first time. He's sweeping right-hander, then dropping to the left-hander at Senna. Then up the rise towards Cafe Corner and the end of lap number 1. Number 2 there, Matthew Hawes, leading the heavyweight category in the early stages. They start to sort themselves out. Peter Knight in the yellow and white suit leads the way from number 1 in the black there, Anthony Amato. Third place, number 3, of Frazer Brunson as they start to sort themselves out now. Peter Knight then starting to pull away slightly in the lead as they head down towards Syme Sweep for the second time. Being a couple of kart lengths clear of the number 1 of Antonia Amato. Adam Harding trying to keep pace with the big 3, if you like, out in front. They head up towards Garda for the second time. Swing their way down towards Senna, and Knight is definitely just beginning to get away here as Amato tries to hold off Frazer Brunson, who had a win earlier this season but has missed a round or two. The first warning flag going out to number 9, Sean Lattus, who started 20th on the grid, number 9 in the lightweight category. He's dropped down towards the end of the top 20 at the moment. The lead gap 0.3 of a second at the end of lap number 2 for Peter Knight. They've closed back up on him through the hairpin section. Leading the lightweight class, we have Ben Scott in 5th overall, Rob Jones in 6th in that category, the points leader coming into this round. Ben Scott will close the gap at the top if it stays like that. The leaders bounce over the curbs coming up the hill towards Garda. Leading the heavyweights, Matthew Hawes, just over a second ahead of Alex Jones, who's the champion-elect this year. 3rd in that class, Manuel Abrahams. He's only 13th in the points coming into this round because he's missed a few rounds. 3 karts line disturbed the lead. Anthony Amato is on the attack here. Come down towards the hairpin. He's got to attack and defend at the same time though, because Frazer Brunson is there on his tail. They've pulled away slightly from Adam Harding in 4th place. Out of the hairpins, down towards the S's, then into Syme's Sweep down the hill into paddock. Anthony Amato really attacking here now. Through towards the right-hander at paddock. A longer corner than it appears, that one. The rest of the pack chasing through behind. Number 5, Alex Jones going through there. Leaders through Garda. It is still the number 4 of Peter Knight who leads the way. Had a win this year, but was denied a win when he tangled with a back marker in one round this season, with just 2 laps to go, having led all the way. Anthony Amato does the fastest lap of the race on lap 3. The time flashing purple on the timing screen, and he's on the tail of Peter Knight now for the lead, but he's got Frazer Brunson on his tail. They're already into back marker traffic. They've only completed 4 laps, just lapping the number 1 there in the heavyweight class, Neil Strachan. I wonder if he's got a problem. He seems to be struggling. Meanwhile, as they do so, number 1, Anthony Amato, takes the lead on the hairpin section through hairpin 2, as I thought he might there. Having just set the fastest lap of the race, he found the gap on the hairpin section, and Brunson's going for it as well. Into Garda, he's up the inside, takes 2nd place away. Knight, in the space of less than a lap, has gone from 1st to 3rd. So it's Anthony Amato into the lead, then in kart number 1, and he needs a win today to close up in the championship to try to take 2nd. They won't catch Jake Taplin. He's elected to sit this round out. He's already confirmed as the Superlight champion. The fight is on for 2nd place. Anthony Amato leads the way. He's only 6th in the points on 141. If he wins this, he'll get 38 points. So that will move him up onto 179. Plus there's the point for fastest lap to be considered as well. Frazer Brunson wins this. He'll move up to 183. Move him into 2nd place in the points, and Brunson to the inside into Garda takes the lead. Good move there. Frazer Brunson defends it through Senna, the left-hander, and he's got the lead away from Anthony Amato. Great move there up the inside into Garda. Peter Knight's in 3rd place. He's the points advantage in 2nd place. He's on 174 coming into this round, so if he wins this, he'll go clear into 2nd in the championship, and Amato's fighting back as they come up to lap 1 of the back markers. That's one of our lightweights class runners going a lap down. Knight back up the inside, is going to try and retake 2nd place on the hairpin. My goodness, this is unusually frantic for the early stages of a race here at Buckmore. This is an hour-long race, not a sprint. There's only 6 laps into this. Brunson now leads it from Knight, Amato. Adam Harding nearly 3 seconds back. They've already dropped the rest of the field. We just caught a glimpse of Adam Harding there in 4th place. Through Garda they come once again. Ben Scott in 5th overall still leads the lightweights category. Rob Jones in 2nd place. That's going to close them up to about 8 points difference. Ben Scott will take 2nd from Max Mooney in the points, who's down in 14th place. Peter Knight's just done the fastest lap of the race, 49.126. Now the karts have new tyres for this round of the championship. So lap speeds have certainly improved. Nearly everybody was in the 49-second bracket in qualifying. I think only one driver was outside 49 seconds in Q2 and 3 earlier on. Three carts line astern as they head down the hill through Syme Sweep towards Garda, up Damon Hill as it's known. Around Garda down towards Senna. Every circuit in the UK pretty much has a feature on its names after Ayrton Senna, and so the greatest racing driver of all. Towards Conway is the first corner. It is still Brunson from Knight. Amato with his personal best lap of the race that time, 49.3 in third place. There's 0.3 of a second covering the three of them. Adam Harding now over 4 seconds back in that fourth place. Then Scott and Jones. Then Alex Jones. He leads the heavyweight class, so we've had a change there. Alex Jones, if he wins this, will be confirmed as the points champion in the heavyweight division this year. He's ahead of Matthew Hawes, who qualified well in 7th place. Third in that class, Manuel Abrahams is down to 12th overall. 3 Superlights ahead of him. Liam Conway, Aaron Clark, and newcomer Jack Ferrier in his first race of the season. The leaders head up the hill towards Cafe Corner in the end of the lap along the Sisley Straight, and up the inside here comes Peter Knight into Conway's. He takes the lead. Knight into the lead, and following him is Amato. Amato could get both of them here. Down the inside into Hairpin 1. He's alongside Peter Knight, who doesn't give way. He's going to have to try and force his way around the outside. Amato's done it. Brilliant piece of driving by Anthony Amato in the number 1. Third to first, almost in one move, and now through the second has come Frazer Brunton as well. This is terrific racing at the front. You'd think this was a 15-minute sprint race. This is brilliant from our top 3 here. They've dropped everybody else completely. They're in their own little race up at the front of the field. We're not even a quarter of the way through this race yet. Anthony Amato leads round 7 of the Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series. 3 of them were covered by less than 0.2 of a second last time through. There's still 51 minutes of this to go. Yet as to the inside goes Brunson in the number 3 now. Oh, this is magnificent. On his tail is Knight trying to retake second. Amato, in the space of a lap, has gone from third to first and back to third again. This is absolutely brilliant. This is like Caterham racing on the circuits. Brunson now leads the way in the number 3 cart. Down through the S's. Peter Knight trying to retake the lead he held for the first few laps. Has a look as they go down Syme Sweep. He won't get through there, just clipping the foam barrier on the inside there. Placing these carts so precisely. Adam Harding still in 4th place, but there's nobody else in the picture as far as the overall race result is concerned. Try and pick up on some of the battles down the order as the race goes on. We can't take our eyes off this lead battle at the moment. Brunson leads. Less than 0.3 of a second covering these 3 as they cross the line. Harding 5 seconds further back. So the hairpin is where we've seen the moves being made so far in this race. They stay in the same order this time. Ben Scott is lapping under 50 seconds. Now he's just done his personal best in 5th overall, still leading the lightweights. He wins this today, and Rob Jones drops back. He could theoretically take the lead of the category, but Rob Jones still there in 2nd at the moment. Ben Scott stands to take 2nd in the points. As to the inside goes Peter Knight on the run towards Garda. He goes through. Has he run wide on the exit? No, the left-hander at Senna is next up. They'll be side by side through it. Knight just about holding lead. He squeezes Frazer Brunson towards the grass almost there. Puts him over the curb. Goodness me, I thought that was going to end in tears. And Peter Knight has got the lead back again ahead of Brunson and Amato. Anthony Amato just looking on. He's going to try and go to the inside, in towards the hairpin, and he's going to take 2nd place away. Frazer Brunson gives him racing room, and Amato back up into 2nd place. See, the instant you lose the slightest bit of momentum, you're going to drop to the back of the group you're racing with. Heavyweight class further back, Alex Jones still has the lead there, looking to be confirmed as the champion today. Of course, there will be dropped scores to be taken into account at the end of the season. Jake Taplin using today as one of his dropped scores, having elected to miss this round. He's already the Superlight champion. These 3 fighting for 2nd in the points. Peter Knight currently 2nd, Frazer Brunson 4th, and Anthony Amato in 6th. Adam Harding is 3rd in the Superlight points, although he's achieved his position by consistency more than out-and-out speed. Frazer Brunson's dropped back a little bit there, a cart's length or so, as Anthony Amato now has the freedom to attack Peter Knight for the lead. 13 laps completed. We normally see about 70 laps in these 1 hour races, so they're coming up towards 1/4 distance. A change for position further back. Stanislav Volkov has dropped back quite considerably, just lost out to Alex Frazer, number 8, for 15th position. Pick up on our timing screen. Getting wide there, the number 1, very slightly of Anthony Amato, trying to set himself up for a move on Peter Knight. Right down behind the bubble, as road racing motorcyclists say, they're leaning forward behind his steering wheel. A couple of warning flags out for Ryan Horton and Alex Frazier there. I noticed as they came through, as Anthony Amato into Conway's has retaken the lead. You can't take your eyes off this battle for more than half a second. That should be 0.3 of a second. That's what these three are covered by. Amato was up the inside there into Conway's, retaken the lead and held it through the hairpin section. Those three taking turns to lead this race. It's almost like they don't want to be out front for too long. As soon as they lose momentum, they're back to the back of the little crocodile here. It's like a 12-wheeled cart at the front of the field. Sensational racing. We're only less than a quarter of the way through this round 7. One more round to come in October. Coming up towards a quarter distance, 47.5 minutes on the clock as they go through, and Peter Knight's starting to attack once again. We say in some forms of circuit racing, the place you don't want to be is leading going into the last lap. I think that might be true of today's race. We'll wait to see how this works out. Change among the Superlights for 10th place and 5th in class. Aaron Clark getting ahead of Jack Ferrier that time through. Anthony Amato still with the lead as they charge down Syme Sweep. Careful over the curbs through there. Dancing their way through, the three leaders well clear of Adam Harding in 4th place. We've got the lightweight class leaders. Ben Scott in the Union flag helmet we caught a glimpse of ahead of Rob Jones. Then we've got Liam Conway, number 7 in 7th place. Now he's 5th in the Superlight points. Just leading the heavyweight class pace setters there, and we've had a change for the lead there. Alex Jones has got ahead of Matthew Hawes, did that a few laps ago, so Alex Jones on his way to being confirmed as the heavyweight class points champion here today, I would think. I think this will put him into an unassailable lead. Of course, dropped scores are still to be taken into account at the end of the season. Drivers will drop their 2 worst scores. There's quite a bit of a sort out going on at the bottom end of the top 20. Stanislav Volkov and Tim Herbert's losing places. This is the fight for 7th overall. Conway, Jones and Hawes. Liam Conway finishes where he is for 5th in class. He will gain 30 points. That will move him up onto the tail of the battle for 2nd in the championship, but it's the 3 out in front who will, I think, be above him. The key in this one is Anthony Amato, where he will finish, and if he wins this, it will shake things up in the battle for 2nd in the points. Top 3 covered by 0.3 of a second. It's now Frazer Brunson who has gone to the front ahead of Amato. We pick up on the timing after 17 laps. Changing places constantly in that lead battle. It's impossible to keep up with. Meantime, the 2 heavyweights doing well here, keeping pace with a Superlight runner. The replay of the lead change from earlier on for the number 1 of Anthony Amato. Just went to the inside into Conway's corner, got the run on Peter Knight. Was able to charge through up the inside, able to hold it towards the hairpin section. Confident driving here by Anthony Amato, perhaps the best we've seen him run this season, but of course he has now lost that lead. Briefly he had to Frazer Brunson, but he's now back in front ahead of Brunson, Knight, Harding, who's now over 8 seconds down. Still the 2 heavyweights pursuing Liam Conway for 7th overall. Leaders already well into back marker traffic. The top 20, I would say, covered by over half a lap now. Tim Herbert's in 20th place, showing us nearly 29 seconds down on our leaders. Back on the 7th, heads down the sweep into the right-hander at Paddock Bend. Camps over the curbs, they go up the hill towards Garda through this long sweeping right-hander. Go straight on, you end up in the car park here at Buckmore Park. Up the hill through Cafe Corner and the end of the lap. Alex Jones continues to set the pace in the heavyweight category, looking for the title today with a round to go in October. Already on 212 points after 6 rounds before drop scores taken into account. He's closing on Liam Conway here. Going up to lap, I think that's the number 11 possibly of Ramunas Serkauskas, the Lithuanian driver, will be lapped fairly shortly. Charge their way down the slope through Paddock Corner. Further back behind them we've got the number 2 kart, that is Aaron Clark with Manuel Abrahams on his tail. Behind them number 8 of Jack Ferrier making his first appearance of the season here in the Superlight category. He's all over the back of Manuel Abrahams. This is the battle for 10th position. Superlights in this group 6th and 7th. A good entry of Superlights here today. We've only had 17 drivers race in that category so far this year. As up the inside, Manuel Abrahams, experienced kart racer, goes through on the hairpin. Jack Ferrier trying to get round the outside. The number 2 is boxed in there behind Abrahams. That is Aaron Clark. Side by side over the curbs goes Jack Ferrier, and Clark holds the place. He's only 14th in the Superlight points. He's only made one previous appearance this season, made his seasonal debut in round 6. They head down through Paddock Bend once again, and behind them we see Alex Brazier and Paul Gasson with Ollie Smith on their tails. He fights all the way down the order. Paul Gasson, we normally see him fighting for the lead of the lightweight category, but he had a poor qualifying session, started a long way back on the grid. He's having to fight his way up the order. 21 laps completed. Your leader is still Frazer Brunson, Amato second, Knight third. They're still separated by just over a quarter of a second, with Adam Harding now being caught by Ben Scott for 4th overall, just over a quarter of the way through this race now. Rob Jones a couple of seconds back in 6th position. Will it be a double for the Joneses this year? Rob Jones leading the lightweight points and Alex Jones the heavyweights. Paul Gasson, he's got Ollie Smith behind him in 15th overall. Ollie Smith currently 3rd in the heavyweight points. He needs to catch the lead battle here. He's only 4th in class in 15th overall, so this could lose him his chance of the title, I think, today. Of course, there are drop scores still to be taken into account. Manuel Abrahams under fire from Aaron Clark on the number 2 kart, goes to the inside into the hairpin and goes through up into 10th position, and Jack Ferrier says thank you very much, I'll follow through the gap as well. And Manuel Abrahams loses 2 places. He's still 3rd in the heavyweights category. He's got 2 lightweights behind him, and then Ollie Smith, a heavyweight in number 6. Behind them Bailey Morgan in the lightweight category. He's appeared in 2 of the weight categories this year, Superlight and Light. Paul Gasson did that as well. Did 1 round in the Superlight category at the start of the season, but now a lightweight runner and looking for their title. There is Paul, the black and turquoise race suit, running only 14th overall at the moment, and only 4th in class. Ollie Smith behind him does a personal best lap of 49.961. We've had a change for the lead up front once again as well. Antonia Amato has retaken Frazer Brunson for the lead of this race. 900th of a second in it as they cross the line. Aaron Clark, meanwhile, holding off Jack Ferrier. Now they've got ahead of Manuel Abrahams, who's down to 12th overall. So it's Amato, Brunson, Knight, then Ben Scott has got ahead of Adam Harding for 4th place on the previous lap. So the lightweight class leader is up to 4th overall. Rob Jones is 6th, then Liam Conway. Alex Jones 8th, leads the heavyweight category. Then Hawes and Aaron Clark rounding out the top 10 as we're watching now as he holds off Jack Ferrier and Manuel Abrahams. Over a quarter of the way through this 1 hour race now. Jack Ferrier, very impressive seasonal debut, all over the back of Aaron Clark. He has a look into hairpin 1, doesn't get alongside him. Clark with only 2 appearances, including today this season. They're being caught by Alex Brazier with the black and green race suit there. Holding off Paul Gasson in the lightweight category, their final podium position. Down the drop they go. Ollie Smith behind them in the white and red there. Up the inside, here comes Ferrier. No. Aaron Clark holds him off. Frazer Brunson, meanwhile, has got the lead back again. Keeping an eye on the timing here because Brunson and Amato are swapping places on every lap here. Peter Knight has dropped a couple of tenths of a second back from them. Jack Ferrier, meanwhile, is all over the back of Aaron Clark. He's finally going to get alongside into the hairpin. No, he's not. Clark holds him off again. Terrific stuff. All the way down the order. As we've seen all season, the quality of the racing this season at Buckmore Park in the Summer Pro Series really has been of the highest standard. It's been an absolute joy to watch. Peter Knight has just taken second place from Antonia Marceau in the lead battle, so Knight's fighting back. They've dropped back a couple of tenths from Frazer Brunson now. You see here the battle between the number 6 of Ethan Wood holding off Ryan Horton. This is the battle for 18th overall. We said there were scraps all the way down the order, and Chris Goy now splits those two, going up the inside there into Garda corner, but fighting back on the exits. Number 10 of Ryan Horton bouncing over the curve, nearly onto the grass there. Ryan Horton in number 10. This is the lightweight category battle, and he gets a warning for contact there as well. About to be taken in one move there, these two, by the number 3 in the heavyweight class. That's Tim Herberts. This is the battle at the bottom end of the top 10. Chris Goy moves ahead of Ryan Horton. Now, Ryan was well up earlier this season in the lightweight category. He slipped down the points chart though in recent rounds. The fight for 18th place overall, headed by Ethan Wood on kart number 6. Sliding sideways there, Chris Goy. The two illustrious names behind them. The number 2 there, Paul Bishop. We've seen him heavily involved in the lightweight category battles this season. Chris Goy almost pushing the number 3 of Tim Herberts up the hill there towards Cafe Corner. Said there were battles all the way down the order. Couldn't take our eyes off the lead battle in the early stages. Frazer Brunson still the leader ahead of Peter Knight and Anthony Amato. They're over 11 seconds clear of Adam Harding now, as the number 15 nearly went straight on the hairpin there. Chris Goy holding off Ryan Horton now for 20th place on the number 10. Paul Bishop number 2 behind them. Then we've got the number 1 in the heavyweight class behind them of Neil Strachan, as the 15 of Goy holds on ahead of Ryan Horton down the slope. Sweep, then round the right-hander at paddock corner, running wide there. Goodness me, the 15, Chris Goy, is all over the place here. He finally loses the spot to Ryan Horton, or does he? Over the curb goes Horton. I think there'll be some track limits warnings handed out to these two, quite possibly. They are taking a few liberties here as they take swings at each other on the turns. They're being caught by number 2 of Paul Bishop, now in the orange crash hats. We've had a change for the lead up front. Peter Knight is back in front, having to keep one eye on the timing all the time to see what's happening with the leaders. We'll pick them up later on. Driver's going to be exhausted halfway through this race if this pace keeps up. Meantime, Adam Harding has got 4th place back again ahead of Ben Scott. That is not the Scott, of course. He's still leading his class. The lightweight category, holding off points leader Rob Jones. Had to put Ben Scott on 2-2-3 if he was to win this race. Jones will be on 2-3-1, so Ben Scott could potentially take the lead of the category here today if Rob Jones was to drop that down any further. Just doing the mathematics in my head as the race goes on here. Peter Knight has done his best lap of the race, 49.076. Those new tyres really working. They could be into the 48s towards the end of this race, I reckon. Point standings won't change too much in the heavyweights, with Alex Jones in the lead. Matthew Hawes in second. He's only 6th in the championship coming into this round. Ryan Horton back ahead of the 15 of Chris Goy in this battle in among the lightweights further down the order. They're behind Tim Herberts, now is up to 19th. There's Paul Bishop, number 2. 30 laps completed by our leaders, and the lead battle, if anything, has spaced out a little bit now. Brunson is now 0.38 of a second down, Amato 0.6. So are they starting to finally split apart? Anthony Amato, he's just done his quickest lap of the race, 49.096. We watch the battle for 19th place. 15 of Chris Goy now in 21st. They've dropped back by a second or so from Ethan Wood. He's pulled away ahead of them in the number 6 cart. Just ahead of them, Bailey Morgan and also Stanislav Volkov, the Superlight category runner. He's the last of the Superlights at the moment. Frazer Brunson has closed back up again slightly on our leader. Volkov's lost another place further back because Bailey Morgan has got past him in the number 17 carts. Running in the lightweights, he's 5th in that category. Great to see the 3 weight classes fairly evenly matched today. We've got three heavyweight class runners in the top 10. Alex Brazier chasing Manuel Abrahams for 10th place. Aaron Clark and Jack Ferrier have dropped back down the order. We saw them battling earlier on, so whether they've had a tangle somewhere, I'm not sure. Out of my sight somewhere, possibly. There's so much going on out there, it's impossible to know what to look at next. Here's the battle between Paul Gasson, Alex Brazier and Manuel Abrahams. Manuel Abrahams caught on the outside at Henry's Bend. There's 4 of them in there because Jack Ferrier's in there as well. Recovering after a moment earlier on perhaps. They're 4 square up towards the hairpin. This is going to be interesting. Gasson comes out in front. He's finally got ahead of Alex Brazier. Been trying that all race long. And now here comes Manuel Abrahams, and Jack Ferrier stays at the back of this group. And the 2 lightweight class runners get past the heavyweight driver. Paul Gasson from Alex Brazier. Brazier goes to the inside. Is he going to retake the place here? They're side by side on the run down towards Senna's. Gasson stays ahead. He needs to if he's going to close up in the lightweight category points. Is Gasson pointing Brazier through there though at Conway's? Yes, he does. And towards the hairpin, is he going to fight back? He's got Manuel Abrahams on his tail here. It's the battle for 10th overall. A few seconds up the road, they've got the heavyweight class leaders. Manuel Abrahams wants to get through this lot if he's going to try and catch the fastest lap of the race. That time through for Peter Knight in the lead, 49.002. They are nearly into the 48s. Knight has pulled nearly a second clear of Frazer Brunson. He is really getting his right foot down here, Peter Knight, to try and get his second win of the season. Brunson second, Amato is third. They're well clear of Adam Harding, but we watch the fight for 10th. Gasson, Brazier, Abrahams and Ferrier. They're being caught as well by Ollie Smith. One of the points challengers in the heavyweight class there is the number 6. Alex Brazier at the front of this group in the green and black suits there. Doesn't feature in the top of the lightweight points charts. 5 of them now line astern. Just behind them the number 5. Well, I think that is lapped traffic. That's James Matthews in the lightweight number 5. He's running towards the tail of the field. Still your leader is Peter Knight out in front as we come up towards half distance there or thereabouts in this race. Round 7 of the BP Pro Summer Series. Terrific race it has been as well. The light starting to fade now here in Kent. We're finishing under the floodlights here this evening on this late summer's afternoon. The weather has certainly been kind to the series so far this year. I say so far because there is still a round to go next month. We don't want rain affecting it. Ollie Smith behind Jack Ferrier there, the heavyweight class runner catching the Superlight. That's impressive. 5 of them line astern still for 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, covered by just over a second, these 5. Next behind them is Aaron Clark. He's about 3 seconds further back, trying to catch up after, I presume, a tangle with Jack Ferrier earlier on. Drops him back. They were fighting for 10th place. Your leader is Peter Knight up front by just under half a second. Now he's pulling away from Frazer Brunson, who's defending from Anthony Amato. Past half distance now, the floodlights are on here at Buckmore Park. Alex Brazier continues to hold off Paul Gasson for 3rd in the lightweight category and 10th overall. Gasson will want to get a move on here. Alex Brazier is not a factor in the championship standings, but Gasson is. Struggled in qualifying, was outside the top 20, I think, for the first time this year. He's on the back here of Alex Brazier. Down to the bottom end of the circuit, up towards Garda. Manuel Abraham's giving chase. Normally performs strongly in the heavyweight category, but he hasn't contested every round this year, so he's down in 13th place in the points. The gap is starting to come down again. Frazer Brunson closing on Peter Knight. 10th place battle goes through the hairpins. Ollie Smith closing up on number 8 of Jack Ferrier for 13th place. Smith about a cart's length behind everybody else, but he wants a piece of this battle as well. Drivers, you can see, are absolutely loving this, and we're only halfway through this 1 hour race. We'll get just over 70 laps in, if my maths is correct, which I'll admit it isn't often. The lead gap has come down again that time through. Frazer Brunson less than a tenth of a second behind Peter Knight, so are we going to see another lead change fairly shortly? We'll keep an eye on the timing screen. Still Knight, Brunson, Amato, then Harding, then the lightweight class leaders Ben Scott and Rob Jones. They're separated by just over half a second, so could Rob Jones get into the lead here and try to extend his championship lead? Liam Conway is next in number 7, then Alex Jones leads the heavyweights category in 8th overall, ahead of Matthew Hawes. They're over a second apart. Alex Jones going some way to confirming the heavyweight category today. And the battle for 10th that we're watching at the moment. Ollie Smith has dropped back a little bit in the number 6. Behind him, Aaron Clark is about 4 seconds further back in Superlight number 2. Then another gap back to Bailey Morgan, Ethan Wood, Stan Volkovs, Tim Herberts and Chris Goy, rounding out to the top 20. 27 minutes still to go here at Buckmore Park as the light fades, the floodlights are on. Can't almost seem to go faster as the darkness descends. Racing at dusk is always a wonderful spectacle. Looking on the timing screen that time through, Amato and Brunson were equal over the line. 0.121 second the gap. They dead heated over the line that lap through for second place. That's how close it is at the front of the field. And only 0.121 of a second behind Peter Knight now. It's game on at the front of the field once again. Pick up the leaders shortly. Wonder if we're about to have another change. Peter Knight has, I think, led slightly more laps than the other two in this race. It's all a tactical game at the front of the field. You've got to be leading at the right time. Ollie Smith has just done his personal best lap of the race, 49.898. He tries to catch this group for 10th place. He's back up on the tail of Jack Ferrier, so if anything, these four are starting to delay each other, and we have indeed had a change for the lead. Anthony Amato has retaken the lead. You just saw the crash helmets of the leaders flash by in the background. So it's Amato from Knight and Brunson now. Anthony Amato in 2 laps has gone from 3rd to 1st. We can pick up the fight a little further forward between the number 13 of Ben Scott, the number 4 of Rob Jones. This is the fight for the lead in the lightweight category. They're catching Adam Harding, just under a second behind on that last lap. Behind them, number 7 of Liam Conway. He has just lapped category rival number 5, Stanislav Volkov, who's dropped out of the top 20 now. He seems to be struggling. There is lightweight leader Ben Scott with the Union flag crash helmet. I don't think he'll take the lead of the category if things stay like this. He'll close by a few points though on Rob Jones and will take second in the championship from Max Mooney, who is struggling in this race. He's outside the top 20 at the moment. Max Mooney, second in the lightweight points, is struggling. Needs to improve here from lower down the order. Ben Scott chasing Adam Harding. He'd love to get into 4th overall. They have swapped places a couple of times already. There is Harding in the black and yellow suit. Consistent this year, 3rd in the Superlight points coming into this round. He finishes where he is now get 32 points, which will put him on to 187, so he'll be up there with the 2nd place fight in the points. Anthony Amato continues to lead ahead of Peter Knight and Frazer Brunson. Scott closes in on Harding for 4th overall. Head up towards the end of the lap at Cafe Corner as a back marker just ahead of them. Heavyweight number 7, that's Andy Hardy. We've seen one appearance from him so far this season in the championship with his distinctive Dayglow crash helmet. Running outside the top 20 at the moment. Before Rob Jones, the lightweight category points leader, just keeping an eye on things there in 6th place. That fight down at the bottom end of the top 20. This is for 17th. Now Ethan Wood, Tim Herberts, Chris Goy and Paul Bishop. We seem to have lost Ryan Horton from this battle, so whether he's had a spin somewhere, I'm not sure. Back with our fights for 4th place, and Adam Harding under real pressure now from Ben Scott as they head up to complete lap 44. Anthony Amato still your overall leader. Scott leads the lightweights, Alex Jones still leads the heavyweights. There's 23 minutes left on the clock. A lot of karting still to be done here at Buckmore Park in this round 7 of the Summer Pro Series. Come up to lap the number 7 of Andy Harding. He lets them through, no problem there. Liam Conway closing back up on Rob Jones now. Liam 5th in the Superlight category. Still this battle further back in the order. The number 6 of Ethan Wood holding off Tim Herberts, who's starting to move up the order. He's 5th in the heavyweights. Been a bit of a change in our battle for 10th as well. Jack Ferrier has got ahead of Manuel Abrahams into 12th place. Abrahams now at the mercy of Oliver Smith for 13th overall and for 3rd in class. Ollie Smith needs to move up the class here to accrue points and keep in touch with championship leader Alex Jones. I can tell you the man who is 2nd in the heavyweight points coming into this round, Neil Strachan, has retired. No problems for Neil. Whether he was flagged off or whether it was a problem with the kart or the driver, I'm not sure. But Neil Strachan is out of the race, so that will end his hopes of taking the heavyweight category, I would think, for this year, subject to drop scores, of course. Changing towards the bottom end of the top 20, but still nobody can change things in the battle for 4th. Ben Scott unable to get past Adam Harding. 3 leaders still together though by 0.3 of a second. Knight, Amato and Brunson, then it's Harding, Scott and Jones. 21.5 minutes to go. Liam Conway still 7th ahead of Alex Jones, still leading the heavyweights, possibly heading for their title this year. Nearest rival Neil Strachan out of the race. He probably won't know that yet. Ollie Smith will be his main challenger, and the man 4th in the heavyweight points, Aidan Hayden, not here today. Matthew Hawes was the pole man for this race. He's there in 6th, and all change up front. Peter Knight was in the lead, but he's lost out. He's gone down from 1st to 3rd. Amato and Brunson have come through once again. They must be lapping almost on top of each other, the 3 leaders here. Pick them up short. 4th is still Harding, and Scott, Jones, Conway, Alex Jones, Matthew Hawes, Alex Brazier, rounding out the top 10. Here's the lead battle heading down towards Paddock Bend. It's Anthony Amato in front. Frazer Brunson in 2nd place. They are almost on top of each other. Coming up to lap number 2 of Aaron Clark. He's in 15th place, so they're into the top 20 in terms of lappery now. Up towards the stripe they go, around 2/3 of the way through this race, and up the inside here comes Frazer Brunson. He boxed Anthony Amato in behind the back marker there and takes the lead. Now here comes Peter Knight. They've been like this for the whole of this race so far, for almost 40 minutes. These 3, they've not stopped battling. Once up the inside, here comes Amato, retakes the lead on the inside. Brunson's there though, he cuts back, and Frazer Brunson side by side into the S's, retakes the lead once again. The lead changed out 3 times there in the space of a couple of corners. I can't keep up with this. Peter Knight in 3rd place. Now 25 seconds up on Adam Harding, so in terms of the overall result it will be one of these 3. But which one, we won't know until the very last lap. Round Garda they go. Frazer Brunson with the lead. Shaking around over the curbs there. Anthony Amato moves up to challenge. Less than 20 minutes to go now, so we're 2/3 of the way through this race. Could get 75 laps in here as Amato jinks from one side of the track to the other. Defending from Peter Knight now. Aaron Clark behind them has been lapped. Out of the hairpin, still Frazer Brunson in number 3. Anthony Amato pushing on his tail. Down Syme Sweep they come towards Paddock Bend. Through that deceptively long right-hander. Over the curbs, on the outside goes Antonia Marceau. This could allow Peter Knight the momentum up the inside. He goes through into second place. See, one slight misjudgment like that going over a curb and you lose the place. That's how close these three are. Up to complete 50 laps. It's Brunson, Knight, Amato covered by 0.32 of a second. Ben Scott still leads the lightweights, but the lightweight category lead battle has been split. Liam Conway's up into 6th ahead of Rob Jones. Alex Jones a couple of seconds up on Matthew Hawes in the heavyweights. But all eyes are once again on this Superlight lead battle, and Peter Knight is dodging around there on the tail of Frazer Brunson. Can he take the lead away on this lap? Into Garda is probably his best opportunity. They're coming up to lap the number 9 there of Sean Lattis. First appearance of the season for him in 2019. Moves wide, the leaders go by him. Through Garda. Peter Knight is all over Frazer Brunson here and was climbing into the cart with him as they head up towards Cafe Corner in the end of another lap. Just under 18 minutes, to go. Peter Knight now under attack from Anthony Amato, who moves to the inside. He's going to go second into Hairpin 1, and he's done it. Now will attack Frazer Brunson. Brunson's lost sight of him there briefly out of Hairpin 1. At Hairpin 2 he holds the lead. Amato into second place then. Back to third goes Peter Knight. In the gathering dusk here at Buckmore Park, the three leaders streak their way down through Syme Sweep into Paddock Bend. Terrific racing here. Over the curbs goes Anthony Amato. This could give Peter Knight another chance to retake second place. Saw him bounce into the air there over that sinuous curve. Frazer Brunson then continues to lead the way. They have not been able to lift off this pace for the whole near 45 minutes so far. Been so frantic out in front. Here comes Amato again. Has a look on the hairpin. This time Frazer Brunson knows where he is. Takes the inside line. But Amato knows that one failed attack and Knight will be through like a shot into second place once again. Downside sweep going to the outside there, trying to set himself up for Paddock Bend. I don't think he'll get through there. Anthony Amato goes wide again on the exit. Brunson covering the inside. Good defensive work, and Knight up the inside retakes second place. Well, once again, that's where Peter Knight is stronger in the second half of the lap here, it seems. He's trying to set himself up for a move into Conway's now, I think, on the race leader. Peter Knight back into second place then. Over the line they go. Into Conway's, then up to Henry's. Named after the late Henry Surtees, of course. And Peter Knight trying to go round the outside into Hairpin 1, but that might set him up for the second hairpin to take lead. Anthony Amato, though, sweeps up the inside into Hairpin 1. Knight was not expecting that, and now he's going for the lead on the exit of Hairpin 2. They're side by side. Brunson and Amato up towards the S's, and Amato's going to try and go ahead on the run down towards Syme Sweep. Can he do it? They're side by side. No, he doesn't. Frazer Brunson holds on. Knight up the inside now into Paddock Bend. This is incredible racing between these three. Knight back into second place. Oh my goodness. Anthony Amato went from third to first and back to third again in the space of 2 corners there. This is magnificent. The best racing we've seen at Buckmore Park this year. Frazer Brunson leads. 53 laps, 54 laps now in the book. I'm losing count here. Peter Knight in second place. They're starting to pull a length or two clear of Anthony Amato. Knight trying to set himself up for the hairpins there. He goes to the right. Amato is there though. Has he seen a gap? No, he hasn't. The two leaders are almost side by side. They're coming up to lap Ollie Smith in 14th place as Knight goes to the inside into the S's, squeezes through the gap there, and he goes through into the lead. Peter Knight into the lead. Now, what can Amato do? Usually when one goes through, the leader goes from first to third. Running wide there, that's Frazer Brunson. He's gone wide, he's going to lose out to Amato on the run into Garda. Went too wide there, over the curbs onto the painted tarmac on the outside. Now Amato leans down behind his steering wheel. He's determined to attack Peter Knight for the lead. Warning to track limits, I suspect that's for Frazer Brunson after that moment coming out of paddock. Move towards the hairpin section once again. Amato going wide on the first loop, then cuts back in, trying to bamboozle Peter Knight. Terrific racing between these three. Down towards the S's once again. Peter Knight in number 4. Should really have been 2 wins for him this year already, but he denied the second. He led the whole race and bounced off a back marker at Paddock Bend with 2 laps to go and spun. The inside Brunson trying to retake second place, and he's done it into Garda. Now ready to have a go at Peter Knight for the lead once again. Further back in the other 2 classes, Ben Scott still leads the lightweights. Heavyweights led by Alex Jones. All eyes are on this lead battle. Up towards the hairpin once again. Ollie Smith runs wide to let the leaders through. Perhaps wisely there. He's running in 14th place. He dropped back from Manuel Abrahams, who's 3rd in the class. I don't think Ollie Smith will be moving into the points lead today. It's going to be Alex Jones who still leads the heavyweight points with a round to go in October, although drop scores will start to be taken into account. After today they drop their lowest score. They'll drop a second one after the final round. On the curb there, the number 3 of Frazer, Brunson. He nearly got alongside Peter Knight, cutting things a bit fine there through Garda. Up over the line they go. Just under 13 minutes left to go in this incredible 1 hour Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series round 7. And it's Peter Knight who leads it. Frazer Brunson in 2nd, Anthony Amato in 3rd. Now half a lap ahead of the 4th place man Adam Harding. He's busy trying to hold off Ben Scott for 4th overall. This is brilliant stuff. Still Alex Jones a couple of seconds clear of Matthew Hawes in the battle for the heavyweight class lead, as Peter Knight had to move to defend there down Syme Sweep. Frazer Brunson was ready to attack. Knight takes the inside line for Garda. He'll be on the left for Senna as well. But here comes Anthony Amato. He's got a run on Brunson now up the hill towards Cafe Corner. Out of the left-hand flick up towards the straights. Brunson holds 2nd place. I don't know how he did there. They were side by side on the run towards the end of the lap. Here they come up towards the right-hander at the hairpin. It's still Knight from Brunson. Here comes Amato. He goes to the left on the run into the hairpin. He's got the inside line on Brunson. He could have the inside line on Knight as well. Anthony Amato could go from 3rd to 1st in one move into the S's. He's done it. Terrific move by Anthony Amato in number 1. Goes through into the lead. That's a sensational bit of driving by Anthony Amato. Saw, well, it was barely a gap, but he managed to make it through. And Amato now leads Peter Knight and Frazer Brunson, and now he's going to try and start to try and pull away from Knight in 2nd, is under attack from Brunson. Here's how he did it. He's in 3rd place going into hairpin 1, tucked in behind Brunson. Saw Knight just lose that little bit of momentum and go side by side with Brunson. They didn't know Amato was poised to attack into hairpin 2. He kept on the left of the circuit, burst up the inside of Brunson, who had to give way. There was a bit of rubbing there. Peter Knight may not be too happy about that one, but Amato made the gap, went through. That was a very well judged piece of driving from Anthony Amato. He continues to lead the way ahead of Peter Knight and Frazer Brunson on the 60th lap of this race. Will we get up to 75 laps here, I wonder? Frazer Brunson attacking back again. The hill towards Cafe Corner. Anthony Amato still with the lead in number 1, but I think the place, as we said earlier, that you won't want to be in this race is leading going into the final lap. Here comes Peter Knight. Will he have a look into the hairpin? Hairpin 2 could be the passing place, and Marceau's run a little bit wide over the curb there. That's lost him a bit of momentum, but he holds the lead. Needs to move back across. He does so down towards the S's. Got Peter Knight on his bumper there as they head down the hill towards Syme Sweep. Then down to Paddock Bend. Rare we see overtakes there. I don't think we'll see one this time. They run wide over the curb on the exit. Up towards Garda. Peter Knight to the inside. That's where he's stronger. He goes through back into the lead, and here comes Brunson as well. Knight into the lead, but Amato holds off Brunson. Well, Peter Knight, he's done that so many times in this race. That's where he's stronger. Less than 10 minutes on the clock there. Peter Knight, a 1/10 of a second ahead of Anthony Amato. We've had a change for 5th place. Further back, Liam Conway has taken Ben Scott as Amato back to the inside. He's going to go through on hairpin 1, is he? Forces Peter Knight to go wide. There's a bit of needle creeping into this battle now. It's Anthony Amato back into the lead as they come through hairpin 2. And now here comes Brunson up the inside as well. Can he take second place from Peter Knight? Magnificent racing. I think Brunson, no, he didn't manage to do it. Peter Knight is still there in second. Further back, Alex Jones still leads the heavyweights. But all eyes on this lead battle and the lead of the Superlights. Just a shame that Jake Taplin is not able to be a part of this as well. Otherwise, I'm sure we'd have a four-way fight for the lead. Looking further back in the order, there's Alex Frazer, number 8 in 11th place. He's got Paul Gasson behind him. Manuel Abrahams chasing him. These three have been together for most of this race. They've lost out now to Jack Ferrier, the Superlight runner who's ahead of them in 10th overall. They are fairly well clear, I think, now. Or is that Manuel Abrahams behind them? Yes, Abrahams is still there. I thought he dropped back, but he's still there behind them. It's Oliver Smith, the man who's dropped back from this battle. We saw him lapped earlier on. So everybody up to 14th place has been lapped now. This group are soon going to be lapped by the leaders, though. Saw Antonia Amato flash through there. So this group are going to be the next to fall victim to the leaders. Let's hope there's no tangles. Saw a Dayglow crash helmet in there as well. That will be Andy Hardy. He's a couple of laps down now. Paul Gasson, a disappointing race for him. 12th overall, only 4th in class. We normally see him at the sharp end of the lightweight category, but that's Ben Scott and Rob Jones is preserved today. Alex Frazier still continuing to frustrate Paul Gasson a bit here. The 3rd in class. We come into the closing stages of this Summer Pro Series round 7. What a magnificent race it has been, particularly the lead battle. Heading down side sweep now. They'll be coming up to lap these this quartet fairly shortly. Jack Ferrier, it's not really a quartet, it's a trio now because Jack Ferrier has pulled away at the front of this group. He's going well in 10th overall, 5th in category, these Superlights. It's going to be interesting to see the championship table with a round to go in October. Leaders still together, it's Amato from Brunson now, so Frazer Brunson has got second place away from Peter Knight. Alex Frazier running well in 11th place. Good to see him perhaps in the 2020 series as a regular in the category. And have we had a change to the lead there? I think we have. I caught a glimpse. I think Peter Knight has got ahead on the hairpins. Confirm that in a moment when the timing screen flicks around. There he is. Peter Knight has got the lead back again. And it's all changed yet again. You can't take your eyes off this lead battle at all. Peter Knight now leads, coming up to complete 65 laps. Brunson second. Amato is third. This is tremendous stuff at the front. And soon these three who are currently just ahead of them will get a grandstand view of the lead battle because they'll go through to lap them. Yamato having another look there in the background, I noticed, as Paul Gasson now closing on Alex Frazier once again. He's been on his tail all race long, just can't get past. Amato is back up into second place ahead of Frazer Brunson. Manuel Abrahams still on the tail of this group. He's now the last man on the lead lap. Here come the leaders. Up the hill towards Cafe Corner. Adopting the lean position now on the straights is now Frazer Brunson as well as Anthony Amato. Peter Knight doesn't do that. He doesn't lean down motorcycle style behind his steering wheel. Paul Gasson knows there's only a few minutes on the clock. He's trying to push on and get on around Alex Frazier for third in the category. Can he do it? We will wait and see. His tail there as they head down towards Syme Sweep. Can he get alongside? He won't get through there. Leaders are now upon them. Knight, Amato, Brunson is the order at the moment. Moving to the inside there, I think it was Manuel Abrahams. Leaders trying to get past him. They're being frustrated here. Abrahams doesn't know which side to go with the three leaders behind him, I don't think. This is allowing Frazier and Gasson to pull away in this battle. Peter Knight still just has the lead as they cross the line. Times like this you want a headlamp on your car to flash at the drivers ahead of you to warn you you're trying to lap them. There are no blue flags, of course, here at Buckmore Park to warn slower lapped runners that they are about to be passed by the leaders. All on the drivers. Frazer Brunson back up into second place ahead of Antonia Amato, and running wide. Is that the leader going wide? It was. Peter Knight's very wide there off paddock corner, but somehow he has held his lead. Good save there, Peter Knight. He could have gone down to third place very easily there and dropped back from the battle between Brunson and Amato, but he saved it. Now they're coming up to lap Gasson and Frazer, hoping they don't trip over them. Peter Knight's really having to defend. That loss of momentum will affect him for about a lap or so. Here comes Frazer Brunson. They've got to be careful. Paul Gasson pointing to the inside of Hairpin 2 there, saying that's where I want you to go. There's contact there between Amato and Brunson. Amato, I thought, was going to spin for a second there. That would have been catastrophic for the lead battle. But they've held it together once again. Paul Gasson has let them through. Good driving by Paul. We saw him point to his left, saying that's where I want you to go. Now they've just got to lap Alex Frazer in the number 8. Paul Gasson effectively sacrificing his own battle there to let the leaders go by him, because they've got past him. They haven't got past Alex Frazer, and as a result Frazer has been able to get away from Gasson into Conways. Only a few laps to go now. Peter Knight, can he take his second win of the season? Not if Frazer Brunson's got anything to do with it. He wants win number 2 of the season as well. Yamato in behind the number 8 there of Alex Frazer, running in 11th place overall. Yamato trying to make his way through. He does not want to lose too much time here, else the lead battle will pull away from him. There's more back markers ahead there, the number 2 being lapped in the heavyweight class. This is superb stuff. Matthew Horsad is being lapped, running second in category. Alex Jones, that means, will be lapped shortly as well. Matthew Hawes has indeed lost a place in there because Jack Ferry has got through for 9th overall. As Knight holds off Frazer Brunson. We reach 70 laps. There'll only be a few to go now. Brunson trying to go round the outside into Hairpin 1. He gets the cut back on the inside. That's a brilliant bit of driving by Frazer Brunson, and he's taken the lead. Where did that come from? He went out wide into Hairpin 1 and got the cut back. That's not easy to do, especially when you're in back markers. Amato now having a go at Knight up the outside. He's never going to get through at Symes Sweep and into paddock, surely. Tries the inside, he's trying it. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. I thought it was too narrow to get through there, but it's Frazer Brunson with the lead from Knight. Amato in third. It's the best race we've had at Buckmore Park in this championship this year. Up the hill towards Cafe Corner. There's just over a minute left on the clock. I think they'll get 2 more laps out of this. Brunson leads. Knight in second place. You don't want to be leading in a battle like this going into the last lap. It's Frazer Brunson in that position at the moment. They'll get another lap after this, I'm fairly sure, with the speeds that we've been seeing lapping in the 49-second bracket all the way through this race. They're all over the back of Frazer Brunson here. Oh, this is superb. Any one of these 3 could still win it. Down the hill they go towards the sweep for the last time, for the penultimate time. Frazer Brunson, Peter Knight, Anthony Amato out of paddock. Amato goes wide over the curb. Knight to the inside. Marceau will try and cut back in on the exit, but the next corner. Senna is a left-hander. Brunson leads the way from Knight. You don't want to be leading going into the final lap as they head towards the hairpins, but that's what Frazer Brunson's going to have to do, I think. They're into the last lap now. Peter Knight gets a bash up the back from Anthony Amato there. Into the hairpin, Amato to the inside. Knight's going to the outside. Trying to go through the middle is Amato. It's Brunson who leads the way. Amato goes through into second place. Will he attack Frazer Brunson? He's going for it as they come up on the exit of the hairpin. Amato alongside the number 3 of Frazer Brunson. He's done exactly what he did earlier on. He takes the lead. We're on the last lap now. Knight goes through into second place. Brunson relegated to third. What did I say about leading going into the last lap? I said that's where you didn't want to be, and Frazer Brunson has gone from first to third. It's Anthony Amato from Peter Knight. What's Knight going to try? He can't get his signature move in into Garda because Amato is wise to it this time. Anthony Amato tucks down low behind his steering wheel. Can Peter Knight catch him on the run up towards the checkered flag? He's not going to do it. Amato wins it. What an incredible race. For a whole hour, they were absolutely flat out, those 3. Amato wins it by 0.093 of a second. And Brunson 0.266 back in third. That is the best race, I think, in any category at Buckmore Park this season. One of the best kart races I have ever seen anywhere. Antonia Amato wins it. Never mind the drivers, I'm out of breath after that one. Adam Harding coming home for fourth ahead of Liam Conway. The lightweight category is won by Ben Scott ahead of Rob Jones. That will do no harm at all to Rob Jones's points lead, especially with Max Mooney down in 17th place and only sixth in class even. And the heavyweight class is won by Alex Jones. And that will go some way to giving him the title this year. Incredible by the number one of Anthony Amato. He bounced right over the curb there on hairpin 2 for the last time. Frazer Brunson not too happy there, but Amato had already pulled off that move once, and he did it again on the very last lap of the race. Peter Knight charging through as well. Amato the winner by 0.093 of a second, and Brunson only a couple of tenths behind that. Ben Scott in 6th overall wins the lightweight class ahead of Rob Jones, and Alex Jones 8th overall wins the heavyweight category. Matthew Hawes second in that ahead of Paul Abrahams. That was absolutely magnificent. Rob Jones and Alex Brazier rounding out the top 3 in the lightweight category. 28 of the 29 starters making it home. Neil Strachan, one of the pace setters in the heavyweights this year, was unfortunately the only retirement. Well, Jake Taplin still leads the Superlights. It's Peter Knight now in second place ahead of Adam Harding. Anthony Amato's victory moving him up to 5th as dropped scores start to be taken into account towards the end of the season. Peter Knight in the pound seat in terms of second place in the championship. Jake Taplin already confirmed, as we mentioned, as the Superlight champion this year. In the lightweight category, Paul Gasson still there at the top, despite a slightly lacklustre race today, with Rob Jones in second place having dropped a score, and Ben Scott now joint second with him after that victory drivers dropping their worst score after this round 7. Max Mooney dropping to 4th, a disappointing race for him today. In the heavyweights category, Ollie Smith and Alex Jones, with drop scores taken into account, now joint leaders of the points. We've got a showdown for the heavyweights category going into the final round in October. So it's all to play for with the dropped scores taken into account, certainly in the heavyweights. A superb race, the best of the season here at Buckmore Park, to say the least, here today. Join us soon for the final round of the season in October. But for now, thank you very much indeed for watching, and goodbye.